Hello, my name's Chris, this is Blue Kraken Gaming, and welcome back to Satisfactory, where if you are enjoying the series, I would ask that you please consider leaving a like, a comment, or a subscription. Any will help the channel grow, and they help get it out in front of other people, so thank you very much to those of you that do that. Now, in our last episode, we were getting on with setting up our crystal oscillator facility here, and what we are missing are the reinforced iron plates, which are down there somewhere. So this is going to be interesting to try and get over, because I'm pretty sure we're not actually even producing that many of them. So I'm sure no, those are rotors. Here's the reinforced iron plates. So we are making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, well, 5, so that's 25. And our crystal oscillators need 2.5 per minute, and we've got 10, which is 25, which is exactly what we're making here. So it would be our entire production line, which I'm not convinced is going to be a good thing pulling that from there. Now we have got more iron facilities that are in play over this way. So I'm just going to come over and have a look. I don't think we're making spare. Although I suppose we are making the reinforced plates because we need them for against the rotors. Don't think we have spare though. Or maybe we do. Because that is backed up. Okay, so we're making another 25 here. But we're apparently not using 25. That's 2. And how many is that? Okay, so we're using 24. That's what's going on there. Alright. Sure. With this, we're using the screws, aren't we? Because, right, okay. Let's have a look. Have we got a better recipe for our reinforced iron plate? Because I think that's the base one we're using. That 6 and 12. I mean, that makes 15 a minute, but that needs 90 and 250 screws. Which is way more screws. It's the same number of iron plates, but that's, yeah, 250 instead of 180 screws. So it uses way more screws for a faster output. Okay. What about this adhered one? That makes 3, so that's slower. Uses less iron, but does use rubber. Now, rubber we've got an abundance of. Now, if we needed, what is it? 25 divided by 3.75, wasn't it? No, not times. I need divide. So we'd need 6. 6 assemblers, some rubber, which, like I say, we're bringing over. We've got a decent amount of, I think. Okay, so then it comes down to getting the iron. We've got a whole node there that's not touched. Because I think we tried to balance a lot of this previously. So I think that, although that's doing the 1 extra, I think that is pretty balanced. And I bet we could handle that with because we can just check that. And industrial storage there. Dimensional depot there. We'll put that there. And then what we do is we go smart splitter there. You into that. Sending overflow. Then you're going to go there with an awesome sink. There. just so we can, like I say, stop that getting backed up at all in any way, shape or form. Have we got some spare power somewhere? Yes. So we'll bring that round to here. Pop that in there like that. Yeah, and then they're both doing overflows now. What I'm curious about is if we look at our... Where has it gone? There we go. Throughput monitoring. Pop that there. Pop. I'm missing a crystal oscillator. Right. That... I'm not expect... Hang on. That shouldn't be doing 60. That should be backed up to 25. I wager that is because that one extra. It's been running so long that it's fully got it backed up. But I will wager that this is... You're done. You're empty. You're empty. You've got a ton in you, so let's take that out. And you've got a ton in you, so let's take that out. I bet once that fleshes out, that's going to be... that's going to drop this to like 25. Yeah, you claim you're still calibrating, but I bet... Yeah, let's see, we're getting empty patches on that line now. So I think that's what's going to happen. That's going to drop to 25, and then that'll be the end of it. Okay, which means we are probably going to want to tap this node, which is an impure node. That's fine. Okay, and then we're going to want to put this down. Now, if we look at our production, an impure node would give us 30 on a Mark 1, 60 on a Mark 2, and I feel like that's going to be more than enough for what we want. Don't feel we need to Mark 3 this one. Yeah, I know that's going up there, and there's going to be a small clipping issue, so let's take that out. Oh, don't tell me you're actually going into the road. Oh, yeah, that's actually in the road. Okay. Well, there's not a lot I can do about that. Might as well put those back. Okay. And then... Yeah, what do we do about that? Where's our road barrier? We're just going to have to barrier around it. So we can clip like that. Like that. Okay. There we go. Sure, okay, that just seems fun and safe to have that in the middle of the road, but it is what it is. Right, okay. And the main thing is we're now able to get this going. Now, if that's going to pull out 60 a minute, that means we only actually need 2 smelters to handle that. So a single splitter will do nicely here. Okay, right, let's try and make it a bit neater, shall we? Right, production, smelter. Pop you in the middle of that one. You in the middle of that one. We're going to get rid of these leaves. There we go. Right, okay. And then we want the splitter in the middle here. Conveyor belt is too steep. What? How is that too steep? Particularly when default is fine with it. I don't understand that. Okay. Right, that's going to do that, which is fine. You're going to come up here. Power both of these guys. Making iron. Okay. We're going to go on a bit of a deforestation stage. Clear all of this out. I wish the reload was faster on this. And I suppose they don't expect you to, you know, go clearing it quite like this. Ta-da! Lovely. Right, okay. So, yeah, we're then doing this. We're then going to come over here. We're going to look at our constructors. Because, again, I can't remember what these are. So that's 30 into... So we get 40 iron plates out of that. And again, there you're basically one-to-ones. Which is fine. We'll then roll this forwards. To the middle of these guys. Yeah, and you're making iron plates. Okay. So that's that bit done. Then we need to handle the rubber and get it up there. Now, if we're doing that, we're doing the assembler. We're looking at adhered, which means we need 11.25. So we're then looking at 60 divided by 11.25 is 5 1/3. So we'd need 6 of these. Okay, that's fine. Get some of this down. Okay, assembler. I do just want to move it further along so we don't interfere with what's there already. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Although, oh, looking into the sky, I'm sure we've got an assembler. We have got an assembler manifold, so let's do that. Because then we can use that and it will hopefully connect them all up together if I've left that set up correctly. Right, we want blueprint auto connect. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool, okay. And that's done the auto connect. Lovely. We will just need to get the rubber over here, but that's not going to be too much of a problem. We're going to want a merger right here. We can run that all the way around there. Cool. And you guys are going to be making this adhered plate. Right, whoever told me to set that pasting shortcut on my mouse as a hotkey, you are amazing. I will love you forever. I am sorry I don't remember who it was, but that has been so useful. Right, and then we're going to run the wire. It's the only thing I wish that you could connect with the blueprints. I wish you could connect wires. Right, okay. Now we need to get the rubber over here. Okay, so that's outputting in the same way. You're now feeding all of that. Lovely. Rubber. That should be over here with the oil products that we are bringing back. And it's like I don't actually think we're even outputting it anywhere yet. Yeah, see, no, we're not. Which means we should have a ton of it. That's the wrong side. Outputs here. Right, the reason I'm running that as a max Mark 5 belt is, should I ever want it for anything else, I want it to be pulling at full speed so I can just, you know, ramp it out as much as I can. Right now we're pulling the plastic out like that. Where's the rest of that going? Oh, into the dimensional depot. Okay, that's fine. Have we... I think we've already got rubber in the depot. Yeah, we've already got rubber in the depot, so we don't need to worry about doing that bit on this one. Okay. Need to get it all the way over there. So we can just keep running this all the way down here at the moment. Because, you know, this has been extended out. And then... let's just bring this out further. So that is... you know, prepared should we ever want to extend the nexus again. Right, bring you to here. And then that goes like that. If we then take that back, because that's too far, grab that and we bring that over here. Oh, that's not high enough. Interesting. I suppose that's fair. So it'd probably be there. There we go, that's now better. And then we hook that into that. Cool, so we've now got the rubber over here. And that should start flowing in pretty blinking quickly. Excellent. Cool, so then you're going to be outputting that this way round, which is not ideal. I'd rather you be going back the other way, but it is what it is. So we now need to get this all the way back up there. So I think what we're going to try and do is I think we're going to try and bring it here. Yeah, and then I think we're going to just try and run it along here. Because, you know, why not? I'm not using this for anything else just yet. Cool. Yep, we got plates running. Got that weird kink going on. Right, okay. So this is where we come to the end here. So we're going to literally pop that as far out as we can. And then... this is going to become a bit of a mess. Then you're going to come here. Dip down under that. Then under that one. Right, okay. Then let's work out how we're going to actually bring it up. So we need to bring it over here. Ideally, along a ceiling belt. Because that's what we've done with these two. Okay. I mean, in which case I'm kind of thinking of trying to bring it up, like, here. Or maybe not there. Maybe here. Okay. Nope, not there. Couldn't have done that more perfectly wrong if I tried, could I? Right, let's try and use this one. And then you're going to be feeding in. How far down can we get this to go? That is going to go far enough, which is beautiful. You're going to feed in there. Good. So that's then going to come all the way up. Then we're going to grab you and come up to here. Then now we need to try and come under this one. So I'm just going to hold that because I want to see what that looks like. That looks okay. Happy with that. I'm going to grab you, hook in here. Yeah, straight doesn't work there. Although, what if I do straight this way round? Yep, that works. Happy with that. Cool. Right, so now that's going to feed all of that. And we've now got reinforced plates coming in. Nice! So we're making the crystal oscillators we need. So that's now actually up and running. Awesome. Oh yeah. Right, okay, let's do the usual stuff we need to do for that. So we're going to need a merger. So we can actually store these things. We're going to need to go out and hunt for some more Mercer spheres soon. Because we are genuinely just running out of dimensional depots. So, yeah, that's why I'm going to have to go get some more Mercer spheres. Because, yeah, I want the dimensional depots everywhere. They're super useful. Right, okay, feed all of this. Okay, feed all of these. I'm using Mark 1 belts because we, I think, are only making 1 a minute, and we're making, what, 10 a minute. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about that. We're then going to want organisation, industrial storage, and a dimensional depot. And that is our last Mercer sphere. We're then going to want a merger there. And then this one's going to come round here. Like that. Okay. Some are working, some are not. Why is that? Oh, okay. Those plates have already slowed down. How many plates do we need a minute? We need 2.5. So we need 25 a minute. I thought we'd be making that many. Oh, I see some yellow lights down here. Why do we have yellow lights down here? Okay. How much are you outputting? 60, yeah. 30, 30, so yeah. Which means we've got 40 of these coming through. Oh, hang on. 40 of them coming through. Oh. Yeah, that's going to be a problem. Hang on, right. So we've got 6 times 3.75. 3.75. Still 22.5. That's still not enough. Which means either we overclock that or we do just make that a Mark III. And I think we're going to need to make it a Mark III. So we'll have to take that down. Which is a shame. Okay. Portable miner. Which I am so tempted to try and automate now. If we can find a hard drive with it on there. Alright, take that down. Take this down. Alright, so now you need to be a Mark II. You need power again. Right, okay, so now you guys are not going to be enough. We're going to need to do that. And you're going to need to do that. Yeah, I know, look, I'm load balancing. You're going to need to do that. You're going to need to do that. I'm going to want rid of all of that. Right, you're going to have to become a Mark II power pole for no other reason than I just need more capacity. Actually, I don't even need that if that's a Mark II power pole. We'll just fire this up. There we go. And then can't quite fit both of those in, which is super annoying. Okay, the way we're going to fix that is we're just going to up that so this one handles both, which means I need a merger. Oh, that's... I don't think the belts will make that. Nope, I did not expect them to. Okay, which means you're going to have to go a bit further out. Which is less than ideal. Merger there. Pointing that way. Feed that in like that. Give you those. Up that. Need another power line. Okay. So then that's now 80, which means we want to up this belt. Okay. Right, that should hopefully now be giving enough. He desperately hopes. Yeah, I'm sure that should be enough. Yeah, because now we've got 80. How much were we needing to feed? We were needing to feed 11.25. So 11.25 times 6, 67.5, which means I think what we can do, we can cut that for a moment. Grab that. Another one there. Because if we make that times 7, yeah, that's almost going to cover the 80. Which then means we can then send that up there like that. But that should then let us have the more than 25. Which is what we need. because we were very close with the number we had. So once this manifold then fills up, we should be all good there. Why are you yellow? You don't have your iron ingots. That's why that needs to be increased. Right, that should now hopefully stuff it a bit more. Okay. Okay, hopefully those smelters now stay on. Which it looks like they are. Which should then mean these guys are being fed at a decent rate. How much do you need a minute? You need 60 iron ingots a minute. Which means that should be fine. Just curious why this one's got a backlog. You know, it seems to be staying stationary, so I'm kind of okay with that. Alright. Did my original theory drop? Yep, that's dropped to 25, which is exactly what it was before. So it was that extra 1. That's going to give us some spare there. Which means we don't actually need, because we've already got these. I'm going to take back that dimensional depot, considering how useful they are. Right. That's now going to flesh that manifold out, which is going to get us the crystal oscillators. Okay, now, question was, for those of you pop quiz, if you can remember, why the heck we were doing crystal oscillators in the first place. Okay, so that's all looking good. Right, so crystal oscillators, we were doing these because if we come back, we were getting ready to work on turbo motors. Turbo motors need radio control units. And it's the radio control units that use the crystal oscillators, which is why we needed these. So effectively, we've now got to try and replicate this, but now making use of those crystal oscillators to do the radio control units, which is going to be joyous. So we need to do computers, which are fine because they are literally there. Crystal oscillators, which are there, and aluminium casings, which are over there, because we're flying those in. Yeah, look, you can see loads of them there. So we're going to be able to bring those around, because we are clearly backed up on that. Yeah, look, there's 3,000 of them sat here. Yeah, and I'll bet you're stocked, and you're basically unable to move because you can't clear it. Okay. So that's what we're going to be cracking on with next time. So, thank you all very much for joining me today. As usual, likes, comments, subscriptions. They will help the channel grow. They help get it out in front of other people. So thank you very much to those of you that do that. Thank you very much to my YouTube channel members. Your support is very much appreciated. And please don't forget that as a supporter, you do gain access to the save files for any of the open world games I'm currently playing, along with the blueprints used in them and early access to the videos so you get to see what's going on before anyone else. And you've also got your own series. Wow, that's getting quite a long list. So yeah, channel members, if you want to join that, I think I've set the minimum limit as £1 a month. Entirely up to you, completely not necessary. The only reason that channel, the extra video is there, and I've referenced this, is because it's one that I'm not convinced will do well to a wider audience. So it's only there for the those few, because I don't want it impacting the channel specs as a whole. But like I say, other than that, thank you all very much for joining me today. I hope you have a great day, and I will catch you all next time.